Hi, I'm Joe Hoy from DLLS Cowboys. I'm here with the pride of UTEP, Will Hernandez. Will, how you doing?
I'm doing great, man.
Yeah, how's Super Bowl radio week been going for you?
It's been awesome, man. There's so much energy out here. So many people telling the stories. Learn a lot out here.
Before we dive into some Cowboys questions, a quick question for you. My personal best of 225 is 2. How do I increase that?
That's pretty good, man. But you get to 3,
Okay.
and you get to 4, take it one at a time.
So maybe one day I could be like you?
Bro, you can surpass me for sure.
Appreciate that. Well, Cowboys question for you. We got Arizona Cardinals offensive lineman free agent currently, but Klayton Adams comes from Arizona to Dallas. A lot of Cowboys fans are excited about him, specifically what he can do with the run game. From a guy who's been in his system, what can you tell us about Klayton Adams?
Well, first of all, Cowboys, you guys are getting a great coach, great offensive coordinator. I spent the first couple of years with him when he first came into Arizona as a rookie O-line coach. So I got to see all his development. I got to see, him take on challenges because there was a lot of challenges to be had in Arizona. And he completely just took them and ran with it. And that's exactly why Dallas, picked him up. But from a player's perspective, I'm telling you, you guys got the right guy. You guys got a guy that cares and a guy that's going to fight with everything he has to get things done no matter what.
Yeah, one of my favorite things about watching him and your guys' run game for the last couple of years specifically is everyone thinks of ground and pound as just physical, and obviously you guys were that too. But also, it's almost rhythmic and beautiful the way you guys move and counter. How do you think about that, and how does Klayton kind of get the most of you guys in terms of organizing that kind of chaos and making it rhythmic?
Yeah, you're exactly right. You want to sprinkle in different types of running. At the end of the day, if you're running the ball, you're running the ball. But it's not all just straight down the middle, And this is why he understands almost of a little bit of a new school with the old school mentality mix. It's a great mix. And especially in today's game, he knows exactly kind of how to play with that system. But, he kind of has an idea of what people are, how they're going to defend it. And he has answers to almost pretty much everything.
It also seems like you guys got a lot of variation in terms of, some people say oh, hey, we might be an outside zone team specifically, or we might be a counter team. It seems like you guys got a lot of variation, how you did in Arizona. How much does that help an offense when you can keep a defense on its toes with the types of runs you guys have?
I've always said it, man. When you get a defense to the point where they don't really know what's going on anymore, they're forced to be better athletes. They're forced to use every single attribute that got them there in the first place. So when you take that from them and you have them guessing, now it's not so easy to be as good of a defense. It's not as easy to stop the run game anymore. So, and I think Klayton understands that very well. And I mean, we saw it for ourselves when I was playing under him, and he would call different plays, and he would make sure coach us up in a certain way because he already kind of knew how the defenses were going to react to these things.
Mm-hmm. One thing I've heard about Klayton is that he's a teacher, right? In terms of he took a lot of guys on the Arizona offense line with different backgrounds in terms of where they were drafted, how they got to the league, and you guys really made it a cohesive unit. Cowboys have some rookie offensive linemen, 2 of them last year. How do you think that he is as a teacher in terms of kind of getting the most out of different types of guys who might require different types of things?
No, I mean, you could see it with a lot of the young rookies that we had, when he was here, or young players. Like Paris Johnson, he did a lot of great things. I would see him every day before practice, them 2 on their own, outside, pre-practice, getting some extra work in. He does all the kind of stuff that makes him a great coach and a great coordinator. Because he puts in the extra work, and he doesn't even see it as extra work. He just sees it as, this is my job and this is what I love to do. And when you have an attitude like that, that's exactly why young players will benefit a lot from Klayton Adams.
One more Klayton Adams question for you. Do you have what's the best story you could tell us about Klayton Adams that you could tell us?
Now I really got to filter. Let me think. Klayton Adams. One of the really cool things is I have O-line dinners at my house.
Nice.
For the offensive line every week during the season. And a lot of these O-line coaches in the league don't really go to things like that. They kind of keep it separate. But the cool thing about Adams is, one, we were all in a group chat all season long, and he was kind of talking to us like he was our friend. When we got in that all offensive line room, we knew business was business, and everybody respected him as such. But what was cool about it is he wasn't scared to get attached to us. He wasn't scared to get close to us. And he actually, the reason why I bring up the O-line dinners is because he actually showed up to a few of them. And as an offensive line coach and as a player, that means a lot coming from your offensive line coach, him actually wanting to spend time with you guys outside of work. So, that's I think that's a really cool story because, he came by and, hung out with us. And was riding the camaraderie train and was like eating with us. So that was pretty cool.
What's on the menu usually at your O-line dinners?
We switch it up a little bit. I needed to introduce the guys to some quality tacos. So, I use Gio's Tacos in Arizona, and they catered for us. And then on top of that, we would switch it up and use a private chef. Shout out Chef Willie. He would prepare whatever it is kind of cuisine that we wanted. So whether it was Italian or pizza or like Mediterranean, he would switch it up every week. We try to keep it as healthy as possible. But at the end of the day, we're going to eat.
Mm-hmm. One more question for you. I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you this. As a Cowboys site that covers the Cowboys, Zack Martin might retire. They might have an opening at guard. You're a free agent. Klayton Adams coming to Dallas. What are the chances that maybe a Will Hernandez could end up in a Cowboys uniform?
Hey man, that's definitely above my pay grade. I don't make any of those decisions, but I'm just letting you know. I just want to be where I'm wanted, and if at the end of the day there's a team that wants me, that's where I want to be. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, whoever it is that wants me the most, that's the team that wants me the most. And they're going to get the best of me regardless. So I'm ready to roll.
Yeah, you put on Zave that people should want you. And, Will, thank you so much. I'm going to keep you updated on my bench press journey.
Bro, please, let me know when you get to 10, and then we'll talk.
Sounds good, man. Will, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, bro.